we have another topic for you guys, and Rob is leading this one off, and it's with something that you do every single day.
Do or don't.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Or do.
Okay. So I don't know about you.
Okay.
I cannot selfie. I can't do it.
refuse to.
It's weird.
I'm really good at it.
If I do a Facebook Live with just my phone right there, I'm like, Like, what is going on? Like,
Angles.
you know, 2 kids, late 30s, not a lot of sleep. My aging is accelerating rapidly.
No, that is not true.
It's okay. You guys are nice, but it's okay.
No.
I've been with myself for all 39 years. It's happening. It's okay. But now, what I love about this is that now I have a reason why I feel like I can't selfie. And Vox Media did this story, and maybe we have it or can show a clip of it so you can know what I'm talking about. But they said that the camera that you use and the proportion to your face actually will distort the way that you look with the length of your nose.
Oh, yeah.
It can actually take the size of your head and tweak it back a little bit. This is exactly the story here. So they're trying to say, hey, calm down a second. You look weird in a selfie or not like yourself because that's what's happening. And it's actually having real consequences. A lot of people are coming in for plastic surgery because they feel like, I don't like the way that I look. And commonly it's through selfies these days, and so they're wanting to get work done. For example, that's a photo from 5 feet away.
Oh, wow.
But with 1 foot away, as you would take a selfie, you can see the proportions are just all wrong. Your nose looks bigger, your ears are getting tucked back. So if you think that you can't selfie like myself, it's probably just the way you're taking the photo with the camera and everything. Let me show you one other example. Pete, come on up with me.
No.
Okay, no, scoot
Christy,
back
we
here.
need to be on camera.
Yeah, so check this out, and we do this all the time. My wife and I, she's a photographer, I help her out.
Okay.
And so when you're taking portraits, you have something called a focal length in your camera.
Okay.
So the smaller the number, then the wider it is. So that means you're going to take in more of the scene. The bigger the number, the more focused it is. So we like to shoot portraits in an 85 millimeter or higher because then you're looking dead on. This is how you look.
Okay.
If you try and do a portrait with this, watch what happens as Pete gets closer to my face.
Here we go.
And there might be a focus issue, but it's kind of bent. It's not. It's doing the same thing that a selfie would be. So, in other words, these cameras in your phone, the focal length is really wide.
Yes.
It's often the equivalent of 24 millimeters. So you're trying to shoot a portrait with a wide angle lens, and it just gets all askew. So if you can't selfie, there's a scientific reason behind it.
And the moral of this story is buy a selfie stick to get the length that you need.
That's another thing too. I hate that so many people, because those numbers were alarming. So many people were so upset with the way they looked that they wanted to alter their face. I think that just disappoints me.
It's very disappointing.
I am grateful for this story, and this is why. I just got my hair cut, so I'm very looking at my face. I mean, it's a normal thing to do. And I just had this conversation with my husband because I was taking pictures. He was in Ohio, and I wanted to show him. And I was like, I think I need a nose job. Like, I like my nose in Snapchat. And I've never had plastic surgery, but it's something I was seriously considering this week, and so that makes me feel a little bit better because I was like, oh my gosh,
does my nose really look like that?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's bigger, but I was like, good, So I'm happy to hear that. Because sometimes we are so critical of ourselves.
We're very critical of ourselves. As I just was starting off the segment, so I'm gonna kick back on that. Here's another thing. There's another video that we put. We discussed this stuff internally. How you look in photos really depends. Lighting is so important.
Oh my gosh! Please talk about light.
So we've got this video that Chris put in, one of our content producers here, to explain how drastically the way that you look changes drastically with the color of lighting, the quality of light. Again, this is going back to the Vox story. And they're saying in the future, they're working on technology that the camera, even though it's taking a photo this way, will then alter the image to make it look more proportional the way that it's supposed to look.
That is good.
Because we have Snapchat filters right now, and people are trying to go away from Snapchat. But remember the filter that would completely contour your face?
They took it away.
Thank goodness they took it away, because I had me thinking I needed to go get surgery. I was like, ooh, I want to look like that.
Filter that did that?
Yeah, they took it off. I've been so mad because it made you look perfect.
But everyone knew when you used it because it completely changed the color of the photo. So you're like, girlfriend, I know what you're doing here. But there are a lot of people in our comments. My mom is included, Wesley Capin, who says, I would never take a selfie, and those who do are narcissistic. Or maybe we like our makeup that day.
Yeah. You know what? This is what
that happens.
I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm going to go there on this one.
Okay.
Sometimes I I like to visit profiles of people that I don't know.
Okay.
And if I see lots of selfies on your Instagram feed, I start to wonder things about it. I'm just going to say, wonder things about you. It's like, you know, at first, it was like, oh, you have no friends because you have the pictures of you. But then it was just like, that was like years ago when selfies first came out. It was like, so you had no one to take their picture. But then I started taking my friends' pictures all the time. I'm like, I'm taking a lot of pictures of this girl. These are these selfies. Maybe they do have friends. But it's just like, you know, that there's this whole debate going on about the use of selfies. We've done a story about social media posts and so many selfies. Kind of leading to a level of narcissism that we need to be aware of, because you know the world does not always revolve around you and your selfies. All right,
I've had a boss say that to me, going through my Instagram, saying, you have too many selfies. You're a passionate reporter. I'm not seeing that here.
Interesting.
And, I mean, you know, and I was like, it wasn't like too many selfies. I didn't think. So now I really do think about it, like, oh my gosh, do I have too many selfies? Because I am a good person. And I was like, just because I have too many selfies doesn't mean I'm not a good person, that I don't care about my job.
Right.
I just like to take selfies. So, I mean, I'm still a good person, and I love everybody, but I like a good selfie.
One of our really big viewers, Reggie Cepeda, he tunes in almost every day to our programming. He said that he looked at your IG story last night in your post with your family at the airport, and he loved it. And that's what's happening here. A lot of the posts that you guys engage with are the ones where we're integrated into the picture, and what's the way to do it? It's that extended arm. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. So I just wanted to, this is the video I was talking about, so I wasn't talking, you know, endlessly about nothing. So this is, again, I realize that this is a camera shot of the camera, but you see how much the lighting, the color, the angle, all of that changes how this person looks drastically. And that's just a little shift. So again, if you don't like your photo and your selfie, get in better light, stand around a little bit.
Anytime I take a picture, I'm like, but let me get a flash though.
Every single time.
Every single time. Let me get a flash.
And I would know because I take a lot of pictures of her. So David Wong says that he looks forward to the day when cell phone cameras no longer give a reverse angle. So that you can actually tell if people are left or right-handed. I didn't even know people cared about that, but they do. And so that you can read the writing the right way.
Yes.
I've done plenty of videos where Zocalo is Olagazo.
I love that we came up with the words backwards
together.
We do that together.
In Instagram.
Tell us more.
Camera, it doesn't do it.
Oh,
say that again?
We've now been schooled. If you take the photo in Instagram, it reverses it. If you take it in your regular camera, this is what Sweet Pete is saying, and he takes a lot of photos. He says it's going to be normal.
So he saved our pictures.
He basically did. Thank you, Sweet Pete.
All right, so I want to read David Wong's post about selfie. He says he took his last selfie a year and a half ago on his 50th birthday. And I like his reason because it's my reason too. The big reason why I take so few selfies is that I already know what I look like. Like on my profile, it's like you see my picture. There's me. So now look at the things that I'm looking at.
I like that.
Outside of me.
When you're creating content, you definitely want to put together a full, robust group of pictures. I just don't need to know that your eyeshadow changed every day.
Okay, so how would you feel if you went to, ladies or guys, you know, when you're out there in the dating world, and you go to a profile and you see out of 100 posts, 80 of them are selfies. Selfie over here, selfie over there, selfie right here. Look at me in the car.
I will say that if a man has a significant number of selfies, I just go away. It's too much. Swipe left.
It's a red flag. It's a red flag, isn't it?
So why is it a red flag for men and not for women?
Okay, that's fair.
Questions?
I think it might be a red flag for both. And I mean, you take photos of what you care about, right? True. You know, that's what. Think about a photo.
Wait. Let me not fall over on this.
Don't fall.
I mean, what's interesting to you? You know, what do you value? What's important? Because the whole process of taking a photo is, I want to remember this. So if you have a million photos of yourself, that's fine, right? Maybe you want to remember that day or how you looked, or maybe you had a difficult moment. You want to reflect on that. That all makes sense. But is there anything else going on? Are you thinking about other people? And so that's kind of a key. Like, look through all the photos. I mean, if you look through mine, it's like basically all my kids. Like, that's what I value. That's what's important to me right now. I know what I look like. I mean, whatever. So it's the dog, it's the wife, it's the kids. That's basically what I say. I want to remember this forever.
I will say this, though. We just went to Mexico for my 30th birthday trip. And on that trip, my dad and I wanted to take a picture in the pool, But instead of us doing a selfie, we actually engaged with a couple that was next to us and asked them to take the picture for us. Ended up creating such a bond with these people that we now still communicate on social media. We want to visit them, and we really enjoyed that experience. So maybe there's something about, you know what? I'm going to hand over my phone for this one, and you're going to take that picture, and I'm going to try and communicate with you. There's something cool about that.
You know what I've always had a problem with? If I'm out in public or somewhere and it's like, oh, I'm going to take a selfie, I'm always like, oh, no, people are going to see me. I feel like people are going to judge me if I do like this. Because I mean, just what does this look like to you? What is that?
I love myself.
It kind of has you gotta be supportive. Yeah, I'd be like,
Oh my gosh. So Chai Tran says that I take selfies, but I don't like the selfies. Oh, there is that.
Yeah.
Where you take 50 and then
get one.
Don't have to show somebody a picture on your phone and scroll by the 57 selfies that you took and didn't like. That happens. It may have happened to me.
That's embarrassing because I will look. I am so nosy. So whenever she's doing something, you could be doing something because I've already read your text message too. I'm like, how many?
This is true. So, guys, I don't know if you knew this, but it's a holiday today, a national holiday, and one that affects a person at this table more than anyone else.
It's National Joe Day.
What?
And today is the first day my husband's ever been in Sacramento.
Look how cool
we are moving here, and he's like, all right, I'll go wherever you want me to go. So today's his first day in Sacramento. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? So today you have to say hi to a Joe. You have to drink Joe. Eat sloppy Joes. Do y'all like sloppy Joes?
I love a sloppy Joe.
Me too.
I prefer when that sloppy Joe, though, isn't so sloppy.
Oh, like meaty?
Yeah, I enjoy the meat inside, and maybe it could be made into like a bowl.
It's so funny. I'm so hungry. I can do the sloppy Joe with bread, without bread. I can do anything right now. I'm starving.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I want to hit back on the comments that we just talked about for the selfies because they keep coming through.
Yeah.
David Wong says, right on, Adian. That's the way to make friends. Chai Tran chimes in again and says, don't forget the shadow in the valley of death. Take your spirit. I have no idea what that means. He said, no worries, but he is a picture taker. He is a selfie taker. No idea what that meant. Let's see. Maybe Facebook could develop a feature that blocks your friends' selfies but lets you see everything else.
What? Like in the background?
I don't know.
Like the dirty room? Because if you take a selfie and you have a dirty room, I'm judging.
Oh, that's valid. Okay. But I think he means I want to see your Instagram feed or I want to see your Facebook feed, but I want all of your selfies to be blocked from my feed. So if you're taking a picture of your kid, cool, I want to see that, but not when you're turning that camera around. I like that, actually. I mean, not for me. That wouldn't go well for me.
I was looking at you like, okay.
But like for other people.
Yeah.
Why not?
I remember, I keep going back to that study because I try not to share so much opinion trying to be a journalist out here. Selfies so much. But in that study, it was like, you know, if you're like me and you're like anti-selfie committee, just when you see selfies, don't like them because then that reinforces the person's idea of posting selfies. So I've totally been trying that, waiting on people to catch on to the hint, but it's just me not liking the selfie. And then I feel bad because I typically like everything that I see on IG, Facebook. I try to be really supportive unless it's a selfie.
Oh.
So again,
she feels a strong way about that.
I'll do selfies, but basically my kids are always in it. I mean, that's just kind of what's going on these days. You know what I mean? I have very few in my feed. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I'm not that guy. I'm not that girl.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't look that good in this selfie, and now we know why. Because it's too close.
That's true, and I've been trying to do ussies. Ussies are two people.
Yes.
Oh,
okay, I'm okay with that.
It's still a selfie, but then I don't look like a narcissist. Like I care about other people, and they'll like my page. So would you do an ussie?
I would totally do an ussie.
That is where I start, like ussie, and then on from there. And then I'm not even a big picture fan. I like videos. It's like, no, let's take a boomerang. Let's take a video. All of that, just still picture of me, how I look. It's like, I'm not that interesting.
Our Nightside reporter just joined our Facebook Live feed, so Frances is with us. And Frances has a fabulous Instagram following, but doesn't take a lot of selfies. She has, I imagine, somebody else taking a picture of her.
Hey, girl, hey.
I think that's the way to go, so I just wanted to shout you out for that, Frances. And Reggie Cepeda says, we're all amazing, so thank you. And we're so fortunate to have all of us here.
Yay!
That's cool. I love that.